What's up, everybody? So, I've had a few people ask me to comment on this or what my opinion was on this. I kind of don't like talking about shit like this just because I don't have firsthand knowledge. But I'll give you some examples. Ohio and Texas are damn near the same when it comes to their laws. We're actually a little more stricter. At least down there, they do like 60% of their time. They don't care about juveniles, adults. It's money. For every inmate, every state gets a certain amount of funds. So, for example, in Ohio, the state of Ohio gets like 41 and a half grand per year per inmate from the federal government. It's a hustle. So, Karmelo Anthony's fucked because of a lot of reasons. Let me just give you some examples. Look up Johnny Jordan. I've known Johnny Jordan. I met him in the old CSI. That's the old juvenile here in Toledo, the old county jail for juveniles. In 1995, Johnny Jordan was living with a foster family. He was 15 years old. He had been molested and abused, him and his siblings, by I believe it was his uncle, or it was somebody in the family, and then I think it even happened a couple more times with adopted families. He gets to this new family, and the dude was on some weird shit. They were both on some weird shit, but the dude was like he was the aggressor. So one day while he was at work, Johnny Jordan was in the kitchen with the lady. And I don't know, they started having a disagreement about something. He was already feeling the way he was feeling about his situation. He was probably scared to death. He punches her. When he punches her, chaos erupts, as you could imagine. He ends up killing her. He stabbed her to death. Well, then he panics some more. Now I gotta get rid of this body. So he starts hacking her up in pieces and tries to bury her out back. But it didn't look good. The ground was fucked up and everything was just out of order. So he's like, well, fuck, man. Fuck it. Then he catches her on fire and tries to bury her. While he's doing all this, the dude comes home and catches him. And he kills him too. They gave him 35 to life at the age of 15. Did he overkill those people? Absolutely. Was his brain underdeveloped? Absolutely. And traumatized. This kid had been abused and molested his entire life by foster families. And this foster family that he killed was doing shit to him too. Johnny Jordan's still in prison. Rick Shehy, 17 years old, one of my best friends in the world. He's home alone one day. His grandmother was at work. He lived with his grandmother. And he's sitting at the house with one of his friends. Typical 16, 17-year-old kid shit. Got a couple girls popping through, just hanging out, having fun. His 12-year-old brother was out being a knucklehead, getting into shit. I don't know what exactly his brother did, but out of nowhere, as Rick is just chilling at the house, kicking it, having fun, his brother comes running home. And this car pulls up and there's two adult grown men chasing him. mid to late 20s. He's 12. When they get out, they're making threats. Bring him out here. If you don't bring him out here, we're going in the house. If you don't bring him out here, we're going to fuck all you guys up. Demanding that they bring a 12-year-old boy out so they can beat him up. Well, they argued back and forth. Well, finally, the driver of the car says, fuck it, man. Let's go back to the house and get the gun. We'll be back. When he says that, Rick pulls out his gun and shoots 5 or 6 rounds into the car. He hits the passenger in the head. It goes through his head, hits the driver in the leg. He gets aggravated murder with a gun specification and felonious assault with a gun specification. They gave him 15 to life. That was in 1997. He's still locked up. And then last but not least, my dude Vincent Govaro. This one's gonna fuck you up. I've known Vincent since I was probably 11, 12 years old. I met him in juvie. We're from the same side of town, but I didn't know him on the streets. I went to a party one night. I was like 16. This is 96, I think. It might have been 96. Maybe 5. I think it was 96. 96 or 97. I think it was 6, though. Everybody's eating acid. I wasn't friendly with most of the people there. I didn't even know a lot of the people there. And everybody's just eating acid. Out of nowhere, Vincent and his brother Orly show up to the party. And Vincent's about 5'3" at the time. And he's got a shotgun in his pant leg. And it's so big he can't bend, he's walking like he's got a peg leg. And like I said, everybody's on acid and people were fucking with Vincent. You ain't gonna kill shit. They calling and said he had a Daniel Boone rifle. Now mind you, he's on acid. He's 15, 16 years old. For whatever reason, he's got this big dumbass gun on him. And everybody's ragging on him. Well, I leave. Me and my people leave. We had been gone for hours. When I get the news the next day that Vincent had killed somebody. And the first thing that popped in my mind is, man, they kept fucking with him and put him into a bad trip and he shot somebody. Well, I was half right. They did keep fucking with it. Him and his brother. And they did set them both off. And they left. And they're leaving. And as they're leaving, Vincent's brother, Orly, grabs the gun. It's like, man, fuck them dudes. They don't think I'll kill somebody? And just as he was saying it, this poor woman was getting off of work from 7-Eleven and she was crossing the street to go home. And Orly blew her brains out in the middle of the street. Vincent took that case, as he had done multiple times in the past for his little brother. His brother was finally going to tell the truth, or so he had said. He ended up getting killed within a month of the parole date or something like that. He was going to show up and he was going to try to get his brother out. He was going to tell the truth. He was going to go to the detectives, whatever he had to do. And he ended up getting killed himself. And that was in 96. And Vincent's still locked up. I told those 3 specific stories because one of those guys are white, one of those guys is black, and one of those guys is Hispanic. The government don't give a fuck. We're all a paycheck. And if Karmelo Anthony felt threatened, the proper thing to do would have been to go to his parents or to the principal or to the teacher. Because the fact that he went home, slept on that anger, and then returned the next day with a knife, just in case, that's premeditation, people. Whether you like it or not. And I got homies that ain't been home in 30 years because they made a similar mistake. So if you like the video today, y'all hit the like and subscribe button. Please share it. Let's get this channel bubbling, y'all. Till next time, I'm out.